It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Our featured matchup tonight out in Toronto, where the Raptors will be going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Well, for Atlanta, with a record of 3-7 over their last 10 games, they have been struggling. Wins hard to come by. We'll see if they can grab one tonight. Well, tonight we get to see one of the top point guards in the league in Kyle Lowry. You know all about his ability to shoot and come up with big plays, but he also has a great basketball IQ, studies the game as much as anybody does.
Oh, he's a student of the game. He watches film, from what I hear, religiously all the time, trying to exploit the weaknesses of his opposition. He's fantastic with his court awareness. I love Kyle Lowry.
Do you watch a lot of film, Shaq?
I don't watch a lot of film, but I watch this guy. He's the second coming of Chris Paul.
Really?
He's developed into a leader and a coach on the floor.
Wow, that is very, very strong.
Yes.
From you, Shaq.
Best leader in basketball.
Kenny,
a friend
do you
of
watch
mine
a lot
always
of
says
films?
that.
I did watch a lot of film, you know.
These days, do you watch many films?
Yeah, I watch, I just saw a couple movies by Denzel Washington, a couple movies by, I watch a lot of film.
I only got one film I watch, Ernie.
What's that?
Your highlight reel.
I Am Kazam.
We'll see you later.
The Raptors look to take charge at the Air Canada Centre here in downtown Toronto. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. Well, it was the Toronto Raptors winning their last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. And what really made that outcome a surprise was how lopsided it was.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role, and that night it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A game.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Dwayne Casey has been the head coach in Toronto for the better part of a decade now. He said the most rewarding part of coaching has been watching his players grow up, watching a guy go from never playing in an NBA game before to developing into an all-star player. That's probably the most rewarding thing that you can do as a coach. Now, Kevin, he's helping this team and its players both make the leap forward.
Great stuff, DA. Coach Casey definitely gets the best out of his guys. You can tell they love playing for him. Doris, this is about the time the trades start to happen. But let me ask you, if you acquire someone mid-season, this is always tricky. Can you reasonably expect that person then to continue and help you in the playoffs?
You know, I think you can, Kevin. I think some of it is how well does that person fit, both in terms of the skill set they bring to the table. Do they complement the pieces already in existence? And the other part is, and maybe the untold part, is the personality aspect of this. Think back to Cleveland's championship, LeBron's first in Cleveland and the first in countless years in the city of Cleveland, Channing Frye. People will not necessarily associate him with that championship, but if you ask the Cleveland Cavaliers, that guy's ability to mesh on the basketball floor and bring the respective pieces of the puzzle together were crucial in that championship. The answer is a definitive yes, you can.
So what I'm hearing in your answer is that it's a lot on the floor, but boy, there's a lot to consider what they do off the floor, in your locker room.
Yeah, both pieces important, no doubt.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Schroeder and Bazemore are in the backcourt. Collins is out there with Prince, and it's Dedmon in at the 5, down low. Now here's DeRozan. He picked up 21 points in their last win against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
His passing definitely came into play as well, Kev. He was very unselfish, really kept the ball moving.
Basket counts. Collins has got the first points up on the board here for the Hawks.
Well, this is how you want to start off.
Wow, absolutely. Grabbing the lead right from the get-go, getting into an early rhythm. I love it.
Here's Anunoby. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. No good from Valanciunas. Raptors on defense. And Bazemore kicks to Collins. Schroeder against Lowry. Schroeder dishes to Collins. Prince outside. Clock at 6. Misses off the right iron. The Raptors have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. DeRozan in the corner. Shoots over Bazemore. DeRozan. That's good.
That area, Kev, that in-between game between the post and three-point line, that's where players like DeMar make their living.
Schroeder passes to Bazemore. Back to Schroeder. Now the dish to Collins. Lowry against Schroeder. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him.
Here's Valanciunas after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Goes up again. Not going to go that time. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
Well, certainly it wasn't their best night shooting the basketball. What you have to do is now put it aside and get focused for the next one.
Bazemore with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Washington. Schroeder, count the basket.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
I mean, how does he get that shot off? I mean, he had to angle that perfectly to get past the defender.
And Dennis Schroeder out of Germany handed the keys as the full-time starter at the point guard in his 4th season.
And with his confidence and competitive spirit, you know, he was chomping at the bit for that opportunity. And you got to love his athleticism coupled with that big play capability. It's just exciting to see how good this young man can become.
Raptors trail by 5. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Hawks. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Hawks.
And their offense centered around the three-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. Here's Dedmon, guarded by Valanciunas. Pass to Collins. He dishes it to Bazemore. Nice D from DeRozan. Here's Anunoby. 8 points his last outing. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. It's good.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Well, the Lithuanian 7-footer Jonas Valanciunas, very effective scoring at the rim. He can get you buckets on the low block. He's an excellent finisher in the pick and rolls. A lot to like about this guy.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. And Valanciunas, a tremendous offensive rebound.
And that's important, Kevin, because so much of their offense flows through that tremendously talented backcourt. If Valanciunas wants more touches, he's got to go and create them.
Here's Dedmon, looking for his first basket still in this one. 6 to shoot. Tipped away. It's stolen by Ibaka. outside DeRozan. To the inside. It's stolen by Schroeder. And now here's Prince, the fast break opportunity.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Pass to DeRozan. Over Prince. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
Schroeder dishes to Bazemore. No good on the three.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Collins is running. And it's Schroeder missing.
And something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Raptors trail by 4. Oh, the lob to DeRozan. Out of bounds. Atlanta takes possession. With a break in the action, let's take a peek at the top rebounding teams in the NBA this season. In fourth, the Raptors.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Now here's Schroeder. He has 5. Prince, the pass to Dedmon. It's Schroeder with the drive. Back to Dedmon. From deep. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Out to the wing. And there's the pass to Anunoby. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Well, for all the talk about the accurate shooters in the league, give it up to Kyle Lowry for his precise passing ability.
Prince kicks it to Bazemore. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
Boy, nice team basketball being played right there. You see the open man, and you deliver the ball right away.
Valanciunas against Schroeder. Valanciunas dishes to Lowry. No problems knocking that one down.
Well, Lowry had his mind made up. It's the rise and fire as soon as he gets the touch.
Prince, the pass to Schroeder. Collins kicks to Dedmon. The Hawks working the ball around. Now here's Bazemore. DeRozan defending. Don't usually see him shooting the 3. And the Hawks lead by 5. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And going into last season, Kent Bazemore commanding a salary in excess of $17 million. Greg, how did an undrafted player coming off his first starting season in the league get that kind of salary?
Timing is everything. Reflection of the market. Well, you remember you had that huge spike in the cap. It's also a bet on his upside and work ethic. And with Bazemore, you see that the dedication to improve is there, and that's what made the Hawks comfortable with the contract.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. There's the pick. Out left to the wing. There's the feed to Miles. Shot clock at 5. Here's the 3. Sinks the triple. Miles has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
That's the high basketball IQ of C.J. Miles on display. Puts himself in the perfect spot off the screen.
And Muscala kicks to Delaney. Dishes it to Plumlee. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
And turning down what would have been a tough shot for himself into an easy one for his teammate.
Van Vliet passes to Purdy. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Let's take a look at some numbers for Miles. How his last 10 games have gone. First in free throw percentage, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season. And he knocks down the first one. You know, Doris, when it comes to leadership, there are so many different ways to do it, different ways of leading among the players who are some of the more vocal leaders out there. Who do you have circled?
You know, I think leadership sometimes, Kevin, requires that you make your teammates uncomfortable, and that's not always easy to do. So the two guys that come to mind for me are both Chris Paul and LeBron James. One, they're going to hold themselves to an incredibly high standard. And unless you're willing to do that, it's hard to bring everybody with you. So in terms of leadership, the guys I like watching the most right now in the current NBA are both Chris Paul and LeBron James.
Great examples. There's Bembry. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And the first shot of the night for him, missing. Raptors trail by 3. And here's Miles outside. Offensive rebound. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
I'll tell you, good things always come when you've got players who work hard for second chance opportunities.
Raptors have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
One shot.
That one drops. He ties it up.
And the Hawks in the last couple seasons with some roster turnover, established veterans departing, and now with Millsap leaving, they have embraced a complete rebuild.
And Plumlee kicks to Delaney. Plumlee with the screen. Here's Taylor. Passes it to Bembry. The Hawks shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Toronto trailing. Now here's Wright. He's coming off a 16-point game against Oklahoma City. Here's Siakam. He's covered by Muscala. 5 to shoot. Floats one up. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Taylor kicks to Plumlee. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. A lot of answers, but still a lot of questions for how the East is going to ultimately shake out this year. But right now, let's check out where the team stands. You look at the Raptors, a season well underway, and they've been solid in third right now. And, of course, Atlanta, quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
And for the Raptors, I think they've lived up to their billing this season, that's for sure. It doesn't look like they'll be slowing down anytime soon.
I'd go even one step further. From what I've seen of them to this point, I think their best basketball may still be in front of them.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Hawks have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. And he can't get the first one.
Boy, some tough decisions for the Raptors this past summer, right? A lot of their players entering free agency, not enough money to go around. It's a good problem to have, though, having too much talent.
For the finish, and finished off by Wright.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
Now here's Taylor. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Muscala, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. And the Raptors roster getting expensive. Doris, in your opinion, are they a contender? And is it worth paying the luxury tax if they're not?
Well, Kev, we're talking about a top 3 seed in the East last season. They're coming off back-to-back 50-win seasons. So whether or not they can win it all, that kind of winning has value. But as presently constituted, do I think they win a championship? No.
That one is off. Doors with every team looking to spread the floor, get that space. Most big men are being asked to increase their range. Is the practice time going into that taking away from working, for instance, on other fundamentals that a big guy should be working on?
Here's how you know this is for real. When you hear Dwight Howard talking about the fact that this guy is going to spend an entire summer trying to develop the range because he wants to extend his playing career.
Sure.
Dwight Howard at one time was the single most dominant back-to-the-basket low-post center. They surrounded him with shooters. They put him in pick and roll, and he was an absolute monster. You know what? I don't know if it'll take away from the other fundamentals for the center. I do know that the role of center has drastically changed in the NBA.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game. Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Van Vliet kicks to Siakam. .59 seconds left in the first. And good that time.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Taylor kicks to Muscala. And it's Miles with the rebound.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
.40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Van Vliet kicks to Miles. Birtle sets the pick for Miles. Off the pick. Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. And that one's good. Delaney. Delaney's got his first points of the night. So it's Toronto now. They trail by 1. It's Miles on the wing. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Atlanta shooting 45% from the floor since the game got underway. Delaney, the pass to Muscala. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's an aggressive move to the hoop and a great pass there to cap it off.
Yeah, that's something these guys are always perfecting. Beautiful loft on the assist.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's Atlanta leading by 3. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Center in downtown Toronto. And Serge Ibaka, known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him.
He trusts you. Every time he passes the ball, when you don't shoot, he's screaming you, shoot ball. Then next time what? You will shoot. And if you miss, you say, yeah, good shot. You know, and your coaches in the practice talking to your teammates. Man, when Serge is open, give him the ball. He will make that shot.
Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
It has, Greg, no doubt. Love that they've gotten after it on the defensive end. Just continue to put pressure on.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So the Raptors 5 right now. They've got Wright. Pirtle is out there with C.J. Miles. And it's Siakam in at the 4 spot. And for the Hawks, they're shooting 43% for the game. Taylor kicks to Plumlee. Feeds to Muscala. Delaney, the pass to Plumlee. Back to Delaney. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Oh, easy put back. No one got a body on it.
Boy, I'll tell you, Greg, that's just inexcusable. All they had to do was box him out. You learn a lesson the hard way in that instance.
And so here's Toronto following the bucket by the Hawks. And Wright kicks to Pirtle. Wright sets a screen, lets it go from deep, and there's Miles. That's good on the assist from Pirtle. Miles has got 6 points.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
For Atlanta, they've gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Well over a decade in the NBA for C.J. Miles, taken straight out of high school by the Jazz back in 2005.
And he's just now entering his 30s. A good floor spacer and solid defender at the 2 or 3 spot.
Here's Wright after the basket by Atlanta. He kicks it to Miles. Miles with another miss.
Boy, despite the miss, he did a really good job shaking himself completely free from the defense.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. And let's take this break to recognize some of the league's small forwards that have been on fire at the charity stripe for all of the past month. Well, you look at Miles, second in the NBA. So great from the line.
And most impressive is that he's done it in the first quarter, in the clutch, whenever, as consistent as they come.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. And finished off by DeRozan.
Well, that's executing an alley-oop if ever I saw one. DeMar DeRozan, he loves these highlight reel plays.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Here's Dedmon. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Kicks it to Collins. Offline with his 3. Raptors with the lead. And here's Lowry. Ibaka outside. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, you love Serge Ibaka's shot selection, especially inside where he's so efficient.
Schroeder against Lowry. And that one's good. Schroeder's got 7 points in the game.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
There's the pick. Back to Lowry. Valanciunas with a screen on Schroeder. Lowry dishes to Ibaka. And it's good for 2.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And early on, Serge Ibaka known for his shot blocking, Doris, and rebounding.
And you have to admire, Kev, that the guy put in work to become a better offensive player. First he mastered the mid-range, then he stretched his range out to the three-point line. He's become a player you have got to guard as a perimeter scorer.
The Raptors making a switch here. Anunoby's checked in. The free throw drops from Ibaka.
Well, let's remember, Serge Ibaka is a defensive presence. This guy, an elite shot blocker early in his career, and he is now a capable scorer from just about anywhere.
Here's Dedmon. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Schroeder kicks it to Bazemore. Shot clock at...
Stop it!
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. Toronto with the ball after the basket by Atlanta. Screen by Ibaka. Lets it go from deep. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 5 here tonight. Schroeder against Lowry. Schroeder kicks to Collins. Kicks it out to Prince. Shoots a 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds in this game. Lowry with the ball. Now guarded by Schroeder. Valanciunas sets a screen for Lowry. Here's DeRozan. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
This guy does not mess around. DeMar DeRozan, spectacular. My goodness gracious, sir.
In the corner, Bazemore with it. Misses the 3.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Left side Lowry from deep. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. And Valanciunas out of Lithuania, the 5th overall pick back in 2011.
Yeah, he's still quite young. You know, a lot of talent offensively. Defensively, he's probably had less of an impact, but that's where he has to take the next step.
The Hawks trail by 10. Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. He feeds it to Collins. Here's Schroeder. They can't stop the run with that one. Here's Ibaka. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And that's now 10 points for Serge Ibaka. There's the dish to Collins. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
Yeah, easy call.
For Atlanta, they have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses earlier. And that one falls for Collins. Doris, you went from the basketball court right to the broadcasting booth. Having seen the game now from an analyst perspective, what might you go back and tell Doris the player?
Yeah, I'd probably tell myself to throw myself completely into the vibe of the team, to never, even if I were struggling as a basketball player, to turn inward. I would always say turn outward to your teammates and invest in what's going on with the group, and then that seems to make everything fall into place.
And mentally too, I think you've got to prepare and focus like you would as a player when you are broadcasting.
No question about it.
Good on the bucket. Valanciunas has got 5.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Lowry against Schroeder. Pass to Prince. To the inside, Collins. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Outside DeRozan. Dedmon with the block. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Oh, he touched it while it was in the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. Raptors leading by 11. Now DeRozan. 6 points for him. Screen by Ibaka. And DeRozan kicks to Ibaka. Back to DeRozan. 5 on the clock. Dedmon with the block. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Prince with the ball.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Lowry passes to Ibaka. Valanciunas in the high post. Screen by Ibaka. Over Collins. Here's Valanciunas. Dedmon with the block. And he's able to get it back. The Hawks trail by 11. Here's Prince. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Yeah, and an example of why you want to let the game come to you. The opening presented itself. He converted in a big way.
Here is Ibaka following the bucket by the Hawks. He dishes it to Valanciunas. It doesn't go in. He's 3 for 9 now and frustrated. Prince, right side. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Shoots the 3. Good work defensively by Lowry.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Ibaka dishes to Lowry. Back to Ibaka. Dedmon with the block. Prince with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Heads-up defensive play by Jonas Valanciunas. The alert, the aware, the always ready to send it back.
Anunoby passes to DeRozan. Shoots over Bazemore. That one, no good. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Shot by Collins, no good. Raptors leading by 9. And there's the foul. It's on Dwayne Dedmon. That's his first foul. And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. And here are the Raptors now. Here's Van Vliet. He had 10 points in the win against Oklahoma City. Fast break, the Hawks. Here's Bembry, and he makes good on the layup. Bembry's got 6. Toronto's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. And Wright gets to DeRozan. Back to Wright. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Taylor. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah, it's been about the fast break. Been real kind to him here early, and they are clicking in transition.
And you look at the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, Greg, but do they have a chance to go all the way?
I think they're a threat to make the finals. Can they win it all? Well, they may be a piece or 2 away, but still a young and aggressive core. They continue to try to add pieces, and this is a group that has proven they want to win and win now.
Here's Taylor after Toronto got the three-pointer. Shot from 16. Again, the Hawks score.
And because of his size, that's a difficult shot to contest.
Almost unguardable, you could say, Greg. Skilled at holding the ball so high, defenders can't get to it.
And DeRozan kicks to Pirtle. Back to DeRozan. Over to the left wing. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Here's Muscala. Pass to Delaney. Expanding his range. Toronto grabs the miss.
And they continue to control the glass.
And it's sent back by Plumlee.
And a good opportunity here to go 2 for 1.
Let's see what they do here, Greg, right? Because you know they want to get a couple of possessions out of the time left. You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
And Toronto has possession after the basket by Atlanta. Siakam misses. 30 seconds left in the first half of the game.
Yeah, that's all you.
Taylor kicks to Delaney. Knocked away. Nice break. Here come the Raptors. Here's Wright. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Wright's got his second bucket tonight.
And you have to admire his focus. Not a good matchup for him in terms of size differential.
No, but that play is about his will, right? He won't back down from the big man. He's going to take it right to him.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
For Atlanta, they have knocked down 5 of their 9 attempts at the stripe tonight. And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Serge Ibaka. He's been the guy making things happen for the Toronto Raptors. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, a good first half for you all. How do you continue that for the rest of the game?
We got to come out with our energy. We got to come out and play our game and keep going out there and pushing. Our defense and everybody's rotating, so we're playing together right now.
We'll see if you stay connected in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. In the second quarter, they were easily the better team. The points started coming for them in bunches, and they built a 6-point lead by halftime. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
I love it. You know why I love it, Ernie? Because they're getting the ball inside and converting. Not just sitting back behind the line shooting threes. See, that's kept the defense scrambling a little bit, unable to lock in on anything. Get it in, we'll kick it back out, then you shoot it.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
We return now to Toronto with a fantastic look at sunset at the downtown skyline of Toronto, Ontario. Wow, what a great view. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. Serge Ibaka has been sensational.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
Well, didn't you get the sense, Greg, that this entire team fed off his energy? His remarkable effort on the defensive end really triggered this group.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. The Hawks trail by 6. And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Filling out the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Collins, and it's Schroeder in at the point.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
Here's Lowry. No good that time. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Now here's Schroeder, and here's Prince outside. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Anunoby passes to DeRozan. And finished off by DeRozan.
Boy, this guy's so quick with the ball in his hands, Kevin. DeRozan's acceleration makes him effective.
The Hawks trail by 8. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Here's Collins, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. And Dwayne Casey, known as a grinder, pound the rock, Doris, is his motto.
Well, along those lines, how about this? In college, he actually worked in a coal mine in order to get the money to buy a car. Hard work indeed. And we're not talking just any car. It was a 70s white coupe with swivel seats. How cool is that for a young guy? Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Lowry dishes to DeRozan. The pass to Ibaka. Screened by Valanciunas. Shoots over Bazemore. Rebound Atlanta. Dedmon's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Prince, right side. The feed to Dedmon. Back to Prince. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Listen, 84 is a really good number to post at the foul line, and that's where he's at on the year.
That one misses for Prince. Toronto leading by 4. Inside. And finished off by DeRozan.
Well, what an offensive display by DeMar DeRozan. This guy has been a handful all night.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now here's Schroeder. He's got 9. Here's Dedmon. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. The Raptors have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Anunoby passes to DeRozan. It's blocked. Bazemore with it. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Schroeder. Toronto's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. And DeRozan kicks to low. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And it's Schroeder missing.
The defense lost him there, and he should have made him pay.
Let's see some numbers here on Kyle Lowry. His last 10 games, averaging 13 points per game, 8 assists, and 2 rebounds. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
And so here's Toronto after the miss from Dennis Schroeder. Anunoby passes to DeRozan. Shoots over Schroeder. And it's DeRozan missing. Hawks have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Bazemore dishes to Prince. Schroeder outside. Dedmon kicks it to Bazemore. But they'll get another chance. Collins passes to Bazemore. And the slam dunk by Bazemore. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
Now, here's Lowry. 5 points in the game. Dishes to DeRozan. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And DeMar DeRozan, a multiple All-Star, last season a career high for him in scoring.
Yeah, this guy has become dominant on the offensive end. If you want to nitpick his game, you could say he could be a better defender. And certainly, with his ability to rebound, his athleticism, I think he's just scratching the surface on that end.
First one falls for him. And DeRozan signing a big contract extension to stay in Toronto doors the summer of 2016.
Right, Kev. When he did that, it was the 2nd largest contract in league history. And the guy didn't even take an interview with another organization. He said, I am Toronto.
Both free throws good from DeRozan.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Bazemore dishes to Collins. A beautiful reverse layup. Collins has got 4 this quarter. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Toronto trailing. On the wing, DeRozan. The offensive rebound. And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on a 15-6 run. A putback. It's good on the putback.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And the Raptors with the ball. On the wing, DeRozan. Passes it to Valanciunas. Back to DeRozan. And stolen by Bazemore. Feeds it to Schroeder. A 3-ball. Serge Ibaka pulls it in. Ibaka's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Goes up on the high post. Here's Valanciunas. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass. Getting it done.
Well, I think, Kevin, this is something Jonas Valanciunas has hung his hat on. His ability to consistently get to the offensive window. Nicely done.
Now here's Schroeder. He's got 12. They grab their own miss. Dedmon shoots the 3. And that one's good. Schroeder's got 15 points.
And one of the stories of the second half has been all of those second chance points. I mean, they have been terrific on the offensive backboard.
DeRozan with it. He's covered by Bazemore. DeRozan's shot is off.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
Now here's Bazemore. He has 6. Here's Prince. Back to Bazemore. It's stolen by Ibaka. Lowry against Schroeder. Here's DeRozan. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got his 9th assist in the game now.
I'll tell you, he's doing everything scoring-wise this period to try to keep them in it.
Atlanta calls timeout.
And this is what we're starting to see, right? A growing number of players league-wide who can combine both shot blocking and three-point shooting. That used to be a rare combination. And if you think about it, Serge Ibaka was a forerunner. He was one of the first in the league to do it.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Atlanta's going to less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Now here's Taylor. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Delaney kicks to Bembry. 6 on the shot clock from 12 feet out. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. He's got 8. And Doris Ibaka, drafted with the 24th pick by Oklahoma City back in 2008. Seen as a raw project player, his development as a shooter, really impressive.
Right. Kev, this guy came into the league strictly as an energy player. But through work and dedication, he develops a big-time mid-range jump shot. And by year 6, he stretched that out to the three-point line.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Birtle sets the pick for Wright. The teardrop falls in. Wright's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Well, we call that a sturdy screen set by Jakob Poeltl. Makes every bit of use of that 7'1" frame.
Kicks it to Muscala. Fires the 3. Atlanta gets it back in a new 24. Shot by Taylor, no good. Raptors trail by 4. Wright outside. He kicks it to Miles. Pass to Siakam. Wright outside. Pass to Siakam. And another basket for Toronto.
Shakes his man by using exceptional use of the screen. I mean, from there, it's smooth sailing.
Right side, Taylor. Here's Bembry. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Bembry's got 10. The Raptors have gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Wright sets a screen. There's a screen. Now here's Miles, guarded closely. No good from the low block. The Hawks leading by 4. Outside, Taylor. He feeds it to Plumlee. Out to Taylor. Back to Plumlee. And Poeltl pulls it down. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Now here's Miles. Not a lot of room. Poeltl sets the pick for Miles. Miles with another miss.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot.
Oh, my goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. And here is Wright. He has 6. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Miles sets the screen for Wright. Just 5 to shoot. No good on the triple. Atlanta leading by 6. Taylor passes to Delaney. Another shot. There's the dish to Plumlee. That's tipped.
Very hard to get a shot off over Jakob Poeltl when he's that tight on you. Too much size, too much length.
And then Miles with the dunk.
Yeah, sprinting end to end, but under control. That's the key.
No, exactly right, Greg. You can't go too fast. He pulled that off in brilliant fashion.
The wide open look for Plumlee. That doesn't go in either for Plumlee.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Wright dishes to Poeltl. Here's Siakam. No good off the back of the rim. Atlanta's shooting 45% from the field since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Here's Taylor. That's tipped, and that's a foul. Called on Miles Plumlee. That is his first foul of the game. Raptors trail by 4. Here's Van Vliet. He has 7. Poeltl kicks to Wright. 11 feet away. Poeltl's shot is off.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
The Hawks have made 7 of their last 12 attempts at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And he makes both free throws. Raptors trail by 6. Right outside. There's the pass to Siakam. Back to Wright. Clock at 6. Rebounded by the Hawks. He gets it up and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Hawks lead by 6. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Head coach Mike Budenholzer is mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
Hey, we got a lot of good looks. We're good. Keep getting stops. Everybody rebound.
Mike Budenholzer's offense creating opportunities. Then at the other end, wants his guys obviously to stay focused on defense.
And that's when they're at their best. I mean, when they finish possessions defensively, rebound, and get the ball back.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. They've got Pirtle. Wright is out there with C.J. Miles. And it's Van Vliet in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Shot clock at 2. The putback.
And not shooting it as well as they had hoped in this half. And unless they start finding better shots, cutting into that lead is going to be very difficult.
Bembry kicks to Taylor. Buries it from 3-point range. Taylor's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Hawks. There's a screen. Now the feed to Miles. That shot missing.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Bembry kicks to Plumlee. To the wing on the left. Here's Taylor. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Raptors trail by 9. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Siakam. Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Muscala. From deep 3-point range. Offensive rebound. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession. The Raptors making a switch here. Howard's checked in. Atlanta also making some changes here. Prince is checked in for Bembry. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Taylor. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Prince kicks it over to Schroeder. Now Muscala. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. A new group in now for the Raptors. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Ibaka comes in for Pascal Siakam. Anunoby, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for DeLon Wright. Then for the Hawks, Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Plumlee. Collins comes in for Mike Muscala. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Malcolm Delaney. He hits both from the stripe.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Right side Lowry. They set the pick. And the dunk by Valanciunas. That gives him a double-double in this one. 11 points and 13 rebounds.
Now, Kevin, that's great communication between teammates. Nice delivery, and Valanciunas uses that big frame to finish with authority.
Now here's Prince. Here's Bazemore, and the slam dunk by Bazemore.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. To the middle.
But, Kevin, when Valanciunas forces the issue like that, he is really tough to handle. He does a good job drawing contact.
The first free throw is good.
Look, Kevin, you know this. There's a long history of great players coming out of Lithuania, and Valanciunas right there with the best of them. Remember, back in 2012, this guy was the MVP of the Lithuanian Basketball League.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Schroeder kicks to Dedmon. Kicks it out to Prince. Schroeder outside. His three-pointers off the mark. Raptors trail by 9. Oh, the lob to DeRozan. Anunoby, good. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Schroeder passes to Dedmon. He dishes it to Bazemore. Collins against Ibaka. Collins kicks to Dedmon. Just 5 on the clock. From outside the arc. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Schroeder. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Screen by Ibaka to the right side. Anunoby passes to Ibaka. And stolen by Bazemore. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
2 shots. Foul. 2. Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half. Doing a great job at the line.
Schroeder hits them both.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Raptors trail by 9. There's the pick. Pass to Anunoby. Valanciunas with a screen on Prince. 5 to shoot. Here's Anunoby. Offensive rebound. And staying with the play, Valanciunas.
Well, Kevin, Valanciunas takes it off the window and leaves no doubt.
And Bazemore kicks to Prince. Here's Collins. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And the Hawks lead by 10.
And weak rotation defensively. This is not a guy you want to leave open when you're trying to stay in the game.
Now, the defense just not in sync there, right? You've got to do a better job communicating.
And the Raptors call time here. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Dwayne Casey went over with his team, and he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive, and you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Here's Bazemore after the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas. Here's Dedmon. Dishes it to Prince. And it's Schroeder in the corner. In Atlanta again with the bucket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here is Ibaka. Valanciunas inside. Screened by Valanciunas. Anunoby passes to Valanciunas. No good, and he's missed half of his 14 field goal attempts. Collins dishes to Bazemore. Wasted no time on that one. And it's a 12-point Hawks lead.
I'll tell you, such a tremendous rhythm to that sequence. Great player movement, great ball movement on the lead pass.
Pass to Anunoby. Feeds it to DeRozan. A wide open look here for Ibaka. The three-pointer off the mark. The Hawks leading by 12. Schroeder kicks to Collins. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
I'll tell you, it takes fantastic vision and flawless timing to produce an assist like that.
Toronto's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Valanciunas with a screen on Schroeder. It's a hand on it. Got a piece of it. And now here comes Collins leading the break. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2. Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Collins. And so Collins nails both of them. DeRozan with it.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Valanciunas passes to Lowry. Now here's Valanciunas. He's guarded closely. Ibaka. And Ibaka is right there.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
The Hawks leading by 14. Now here's Schroeder. Bazemore on the wing. Kicks it to Collins. Over Valanciunas. Shot by Collins, no good.
And why take that contested shot? I mean, make the extra pass.
Well, that's a head scratcher. When the defense is in your grill, move the ball.
Now here's Lowry. Valanciunas sets a screen for Lowry. Shot clock at 6. To the paint. Shoots it. Valanciunas can't get that one to fall. Hawks have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Prince dishes to Schroeder. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
Boy, great extension from Ibaka. His length always a factor.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Now here's Schroeder. He kicks to Dedmon. Here's Collins. Prince in the corner. Bangs home the trifecta.
Lined it up and knocked it down. His second triple tonight.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. A second chance effort. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Don't you just love the gritty nature of Ibaka's game? This guy easily draws contact thanks to his aggressiveness.
Doris, there are always rumblings about teams and players who don't like what the press is writing about them, trying to ban certain media members from the locker room. What's the danger, you think, in doing that?
To me, any credentialed media should never be banned from a locker room, from an opportunity to bring their fans closer to the sport, simply because you object either about the content of the coverage or the amount of coverage does not exclude a media member from the locker room. I think it's a very dangerous precedent, Kev.
Good point. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Anunoby. And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka. The Hawks leading by 13. Schroeder passes to Dedmon. Lowry against Schroeder. Dedmon kicks it to Bazemore. Here's Prince. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
One shot.
And that one falls for Prince.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Now here's DeRozan. He's covered by Bazemore. And it's Valanciunas that time on the assist by Lowry. And that's 19 points for Valanciunas.
Boy, Kevin, what a game it's been for Jonas Valanciunas. It hasn't mattered what the defense has thrown at him. He's continued to deliver on the offensive end.
Now here's Schroeder. It's Prince on the wing. Schroeder dishes to Collins. And the rejection by Ibaka. Miles the pass to Lowry. Here's DeRozan. Sinks the 15-footer. DeRozan's got 20.
Well, he's such a smart offensive player. DeMar DeRozan knows the best option there is the quick release on the catch and shoot.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. Raptors trail by 14. Toronto calls timeout.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Dennis Schroeder.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
He'd finally had enough of their losing streak, and it's going to take something special to regain some kind of momentum. And his effort has been very special tonight. It's Miles atop the key. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Ibaka. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it. Schroeder against Lowry. Schroeder kicks to Collins. Bazemore for three. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Raptors trail by 14. Miles dishes to Lowry. Right side, DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. DeRozan's got 14 points here in the second half. Atlanta's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Dedmon passes to Schroeder. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Prince in the corner. Doesn't go for him. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. That one good for 2. DeRozan's got 24.
Now, make no mistake, Kevin. DeMar DeRozan will battle you in the post, and he'll get some easy opportunities.
Schroeder outside. He feeds it to Collins. Back to Schroeder. The dish to Collins. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Prince. Here's Dedmon, guarded by Valanciunas. Here's the screen. From deep, Prince. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
There's 37 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Now the pass to Valanciunas. Left side, DeRozan. Screened by Valanciunas. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Well, if the defense naps in the pick and roll offense, DeRozan is too smart and too good and too skilled.
Schroeder dishes to Bazemore. Now the feed to Collins. And he banks in the layup.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.